Welcome, everybody. We're back at the Let's Get Critical podcast. We're your friends here at Frantic Romantic. We're an LA band. Hey, what'd you know? We're an LA band. So we write music, we record music, we play music, we make music videos. We love music. And what do we love more than playing music? We love listening to music. And there's a lot of music that we listen to that we haven't shared with each other. However, I think today we're sharing a common interest in a powerhouse LA band with a lot of legacy here in specifically Hollywood, right?
That's right.
Now today's pick is brought to you by our glorious bassist Marcelo. You're glorious, man.
I know. Don't be modest.
Glorious, yeah.
You're never modest around us.
Don't be modest. You're a glorious man. And the title, actually, I'm going to let Marcelo announce it. So, Marcelo, go ahead and let us know what album we are going to be talking about today.
So we're going to be talking about the return of the Dream Canteen. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is the newest album by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which, came with another album last year. So I can't believe they can come up with two albums of this caliber in the same year.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. I mean, those guys are just like almost like they're just getting started, and they're already like what 30 years.
40 years.
40 years with the band, and they come up with something like this, which someone would say, well, they're in the twilight of their career. They're not. But even though like 40 years on the road and you come up with this, it's sick, man. Yeah. It's really sick.
It's pretty amazing. And just to spout off a few factoids, because I do love my factoids. So Unlimited Love, I believe, was released in the summer of 2022. Now, Return of the Dream Canteen came out on October 14th of 2022. For me personally, of the two, this is my preferred album. They're both good, though. I know Ruben and I, and we were actually talking about this before we got on air.
Yeah.
This was an interesting turning point for the band. And I remember Ruben and I were both huge fans of their 2016 album, The Getaway, which, of course, for anybody who doesn't know their Red Hot Chili Peppers history, The Getaway was with Josh Klinghoffer. Now, Josh Klinghoffer was with the Chili Peppers for two albums. There was the 2011 I'm With You and the 2016 The Getaway. Now, before that was John Frusciante for a number of years, and I would argue, like, really any wildly successful Red Hot Chili Peppers album had John Frusciante on it, right? So Blood Sugar Sex Magic,
Californication,
By the
Way, Stadium Arcadium, right?
Right. Now, around 2008 or 2009, something happened. The band hasn't been too vocal about it, but John Frusciante parted ways with the band. And then...
remember I told you I read that he got like into really occult stuff. Right. And the band said it was hard being around him.
Yeah, I could imagine that, Yeah, I could imagine that.
That's a trip, yeah.
Well, I didn't hear about that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
They said that when he quit, they were like kind of like relieved because there's just so much negativity when they were working together at that point.
Yeah. And there was like little hints of maybe some trepidation going on with the band.
By the Way, remember? Yeah.
And I remember they released a greatest hits where there was like some backstage, documentary kind of stuff. And a lot of times it seemed like the three of them versus Frusciante in some respects, right?
Yeah.
But fast forward to the beginning of 2020, and they do a surprise concert. And who's at this surprise concert? Not Josh Klinghoffer, but John Frusciante playing on stage with the Chili Peppers. Now, also who was at that concert was Dave Navarro, who jumped in for a couple songs too. But then they had announced, hey, John Frusciante's back in the band. Josh Klinghoffer is out. But it was all amicable. Josh Klinghoffer and them still have a great friendship from what it sounds like. He moved on to be in Eddie Vedder's solo band. So he's plenty busy, and I'm sure.
And I heard Gnarls Barkley's putting out a record soon, and he's on that too.
That's great.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
That's really cool to jump on big projects like that.
Yeah. So his tenure in the Chili Peppers, I mean, made his career either way, right?
Yeah.
I will say, what are some of the things? I think that might be it. I think that might be it on my end. So. Before we get into our picks, I would love to just have a general discussion about the album. What are your guys' impressions? What did you take away from it?
I hated this album. No, actually, I really loved this album. Back to back, dude. It was really cool. I'm not a huge Red Hot Chili Pepper fans like you guys are. I've jumped in on different stages of the band's career. But this album really blew me away. I didn't really like their new stuff, to be honest, man. I think the last 3 albums I could not get into. I really like the party, fun-loving version of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I think you guys are more into the writing and
the
songwriter
kind of stuff. Yeah.
So to hear this album, it was kind of like I was kind of hesitant a little. I was a little hesitant, but it's a little throwback. Different elements. I love the lyrics in it. It's kind of goofy, but it works. There's just like little things like. You could be my Chong and I could be your Cheech. Yeah. That type of thing. But it works. It's really fun. It's a really good album. And then we'll dive right into it.
Yeah. How about you, Marcelo? I mean, this was your pick, and I would love to know kind of some, how it's inspired you and your thoughts about it and all that.
Yeah, well, you guys had some ideas about albums that are not so well known and stuff, and bands that are not so. And I thought about coming up with something like from the 90s or maybe even from the 80s and try to. But then when I remembered this album that I was listening in the car, and I said, no, we have to talk about this. This is just phenomenal. This is just fucking great. This album is actually, in my opinion, you have, if you play bass guitar or drums, you can take lessons from this album and recording too. If you are into mixing, engineering, and mastering stuff, this is a master class. You can use these songs for reference when you're mixing because it's so well done. Everything's so well done that. I believe many people will be using this as references. It's like everything's perfect. Everything is like pristine, unbelievable. And it even goes through so many genres, that I didn't know they were so proficient in those genres too, But it's just crazy. This album gets me, it's really crazy that they're doing this now. And this album, if you put this album against some of the greatest albums like Stadium,
Californication, Blood Sugar Sex Magic,
all those albums, it still stands out. Even though like the huge success they had before, they still have it, of course. But and the one they released in the summer, like you said, that was a pretty good album. I was really impressed. Some of the songs, not so much. Some of the songs were like really great. And then they came up with this in October, and I couldn't believe. Yeah. I couldn't believe my ears. I wouldn't say my eyes, but, because the cover is just, it's actually pretty good too, but, the album is almost flawless. There's nothing really flawless in life, but this album is as close as you can get from being flawless.
Yeah, and I will say, for me, so the lead-in single for Unlimited Love, I think it was called Black Summer. Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
When I first heard that, I was like, this is fine. Like it wasn't bad and it wasn't good. It was very middling, But when I heard the lead-in track for this album, for Return of the Dream Canteen, which is Tip of My Tongue, I'm like, oh, this is the Chili Peppers I remember. Yeah, this is. Well, we'll get into all that, but and And I also think, like, culturally speaking, like, coming out of a couple of years where there was kind of this big empty void of not much music coming out because of the state of the world and all that. These two albums coming out in 2022, like big rock albums, big tour, it was nice because it was like, oh, we're like getting back to the world. Yeah.
I remember that great promo they cut. Remember for the tour? Where John Frusciante is all playing it straight and the other three are just being like goofy.
It was okay. Awesome. So it was like the Chili Peppers. It was like them running like a news
station,
right? And it's like, they're acting like newscasters, right?
But like overly,
And then it cuts to John Frusciante, and he's just like,
him, he's just
John,
yeah. Do this,
Yeah.
No selling it the whole time. Yeah.
Just one more thing I'd like to add on this album. If you pay attention to the details, to the arrangements that they make, everybody, drums, bass, guitar, even Anthony, if you pay attention to the details, you can pretty much get yourself in their minds as they are recording that stuff.
Yeah.
You can think that the thinking process to compose that stuff and say, how can we come up with this guitar riff, and then Frusciante will do that stuff, and it's so clear the way they play this. It's so nice.
The musicianship is masterful. Excellent. And I think especially around the time, I mean, Blood Sugar Sex Magic was, I think, the birth of their method of recording, but I know that with them, especially Frusciante, Chili Peppers, they keep overdubbing and like double tracking and effects like to a minimum. And I think it's great, right? Because what you're hearing feels like you're listening to a live
You can do
band.
it live. You could pull that off live.
Yeah.
And that Flea started taking lessons for like music lessons, like not music theory.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. After being already like one of the best regarded bass players ever, he said, well, I'm going to go to school and take some, music theory lessons.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now he's applying that stuff here, because what he's doing here is probably not in the other albums to a certain extent. It's just crazy. As a bass player, it's almost like every time I listen,
Yeah. Right. It's interesting because with Flea, especially, right? It's like we don't think of these folks as like legends that are going to be talked about 500 years from now, because we're living in it now and everything's contemporary now, and it's more, we're listening to these folks as consumers, not as historians, right? But I also I feel like someone like Flea, probably 500 years from now or whatever, right? There's going to be music history textbooks where they're talking about Flea.
He's one of the GOATs, of course, definitely. Yeah. When it comes to like rock, funk stuff, he's the guy,
Yeah. So with that said, let's get all get all our cynicism out of the way. Let's shake it out.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our bottom three, and we are going to start with Zeke, because he is sitting to the left of Marcelo.
Sitting right here.
So,
what does that mean?
In case I say the wrong thing, your phone's gonna come flying at me. I think that's man, it's a really hard pick for this album, but this album's pretty hefty. It has a lot of tracks.
17, I think. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I believe it's called Handful. Didn't really stand out for me. It's the 9th track on the album.
11th.
11th? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I misnumbered it. Damn.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. But like I said, the music is awesome on this album. It's awesome. It's pristine. It's even the lyrics, like I said, if they could be goofy, they work. The melodies are great, man. The harmonies are great. It's just, some songs I could kind of skip over. So that was one of them.
Yeah. The more we do this podcast, the more I'm realizing that you and I, have similar sensibilities. And the reason I say that is because my third choice for the bottom three is also Handful. And same reasons. It's not a bad song. But when you have an album that's 17 tracks, I think what you're looking for is, okay, what's something that we could cut off this album and you're not going to miss it, right? And for me, that's Handful. It's not bad, but it didn't hook me. It didn't hook me in. So that would be the first of my bottom three.
Just remember real quick, if this was vinyl, it would be a double album.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Black Summer is also a double album.
Yeah.
So they released 2 double albms
Worth
in
of
1
material,
year.
right?
That's
right.
nuts.
In 1 year.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And even when the ball drops, it doesn't drop really. It's still above.
Still pretty good, yeah.
The great average of the bands and stuff, the music that's going on today. So it's still above the average. The worst stuff they do here, still above the average. But we
I
have
agree.
to talk about the bottom, so that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So
For me, the bottom of mine is Bag of Grins. This is an interesting song. For me, really, it's kind of the chord progression that goes into with like the verse transitioning to the chorus. For some reason, my ear just doesn't like those kind of progressions. You know, I feel like it's kind of like them going into new territory because it's not like anything they really do when it comes to putting together a song. I think with playing for 40 years, you kind of have to start doing stuff like that, or you'll get accused of just rewriting the same album over and over again. You know, So like I get it. You know what I mean? They've done so many songs together. One thing though that I did like about this song is they do this arpeggiator on the second verse, and I thought that was super dope. Like it's just kind of like subtle in the background, just sitting there, and it's like real interesting how it's doing it over the chord progression.
Yeah. It's an interesting pick.
Yeah.
You'll see why.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
well, for my pick of the bottom, it's hard to have a bottom on this album, but I would say this. Let me count how many la's this is. La la la, la 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 la. So it's about 8.
Yeah.
So la 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 la.
Did they really need all la la?
I don't know. I don't know, but it's not because of that. It's not because of the number of la's they have here. It's because this song is kind of, it's so groovy. Everything before and after the song, and everything's such a good vibe and stuff. And then it's la 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 la, la. And then it kind of, it's, I don't know. It kind of breaks the mood a little bit. It's not necessarily a bad song. Could be like the last one probably on the album, but then you don't want to close with something, But it's my bottom. I don't dislike this song by any means. It's just that I have to pick something. It had to be this one.
Yeah. There you go. All right. What's your second to last of the bottom three, Zeke?
Bag of Grins. For the same reason Ruben brought up. It's just, I don't know, the melody. I couldn't get into it. It wasn't catchy to my ear. Now I'm pretty sure if I digest the album a little bit more, I'll have different picks. But upon first listening to it, I could not get into it, just because of the structure of the song. Not a bad song, and like you mentioned, man.
Now that you mentioned, this, I want to hear it, but I can't play here, so I'm gonna.
The band at that caliber, they have to try different things. I mean, it's always good to try different things, and he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about," no. But only because of that.
Because you talked about the chord progression.
Yeah. Well, okay, so.
Okay, I'll do the second to last.
Okay. So for me, and this is going in order of, so this would be my next pick of something I liked a little less than Handful was Copper Belly. So I kind of feel like the album could have ended with la 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 la.
Yeah.
If you haven't determined by now. I always like a nice sentimental hug at the end of an album, you know? I always like my Stairway to Heavens, although I think that was second to last, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, When the Levee Breaks is the closing. Yeah.
I never liked Stairway to Heaven, by the way, man. That's another...
How dare you?
Man, I'm sorry, man. It's not a good song, but we'll get it.
Not a good song?
Sorry, it's controversial.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Copper Belly is not a bad song, but you know, again, I think the fight to be had with this album is songs that I could rip from the album that I would not miss, right? And Copper Belly struck me as something like, oh, they're singing about something. I know they're singing about something meaningful. By them, I mean Anthony Kiedis. This is probably about somebody, and it probably has some meaning to the band. But for me, you know, we're getting into track, I think 15 or 16, and it's like, I think I'm good. I think I'm all right. And then also, you know, my only complaint is, and I hope I don't get shunned for this, but you know, Frusciante, of course, being an awesome guitarist, there's this like really like scratchy, scrapey, like almost metal, you know, Lou Reed Metal Machine Dream sounding guitar solo that he puts it towards the end of the song.
I remember it, yeah.
And I was like, man, I think maybe you went a little bit too far.
He loves those tones. He likes doing that kind of shit.
Yeah. But that would be my number 2 pick.
Right on. For me, it's Shoot Me a Smile. I'm going to say, you know, I like this record, but I don't think it's one of Anthony Kiedis' strongest records. There's been some that I think are just catchy as hell, and I feel like they're usually all working together on all cylinders, and I think the rest of the band kind of carried them a little bit. And, you know, this is one of the tracks that I think they had to do that for.
Yeah.
Lyrically, I think he's great. He's a poet, but I mean, how many fucking melodies can you come up with in 40 years, right? I don't know, you know?
Here's a fun fact about Anthony Kiedis. Do you know how he writes his lyrics? He drives around all day, drives around in his car listening to the sessions that the rest of the band has put together. And then he just thinks up his lyrics by just driving around town all day, which I think is like pretty cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that I would do.
Yeah.
It's always a process.
To some extent, I used to do that shit too, you know, where I work or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So they start with the instrumental stuff before, and then they add the lyrics.
Yeah.
They don't build the songs around the lyrics.
I mean, no, definitely not.
They'll usually jam.
Definitely not.
Send him sessions, and then he'll kind of work from there.
Yeah.
I can see why this album came out like this.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons like Flea really missed John Frusciante is because the two of them, well, the three of them and Chad Smith could get into a room and just start jamming. And especially John and Flea were always kind of just...
They would challenge each other, right?
Working off each other, yeah.
They have little duels.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
We'd go in another room and come back and see what part's better, you know?
But like someone like Dave Navarro...
He didn't want to do that, yeah.
Flea would be like, hey, you want to like jam out a song? And Dave would be like, why do you want to do that?
We'll just do it when we're supposed to at the studio when the record label's paying for it, you know?
And there was an interview with Flea where he was talking about Josh. And he's like, hey, you know, Josh is a great guitarist and everything. And I have no problems with Josh, but it was always, there's too much talking. And what he meant by that was like, there was a lot of time between Josh and Flea where they'd be like, well, okay, what do you want to do for this part? What do you want to do for that part? What should I do here? What should I do there? Instead of just
playing
again with John Frusciante, just playing it out and feeling it out.
And those relationships are really hard to find. But then they can be developed, right? It just all depends on how you flow with music.
Yeah.
So to find somebody like that you could just mesh with so well, man, it's almost magical.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, Marcelo. What would be your next pick for your bottom 3?
That would be In the Snow.
Oh, okay.
It kind of hurts, man.
It's not because the song is bad, like I said. There's nothing bad on this album. It's just that I had to pick something.
Yeah.
So if I put everything in order, which is very hard to do here, wait until we get to the best 3.
Yeah.
I have the best 10 or 12.
Yeah.
But we have to.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Your assignment is
this
bottom three.
This is a very hard assignment.
Yeah.
Very, very hard. So I think this one is kind of maybe because of the electronic drums.
Yeah.
Is that the reason why?
That's a reasonable.
Maybe.
I mean, that's reasonable. I understand that. Yeah.
It's a little uncharacteristic for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, we have to pick something. So I picked the one that Chad Smith probably set out. Mm-hmm. He probably set out this one.
He's probably hitting the drum machine in the back.
Yeah.
I'm still in.
He was playing the keyboard.
Yeah.
Whatever that is,
Yeah. All right. Zeke, how about you?
It was not that song that you picked, man, because I like that song. No, like you said, man, it's very hard to pick bottom 3 for this album, and it is. And I'm only going to pick this because, I am picking him because I thought, well, this didn't really stand out as much as the other ones, But as a standalone song, I think it's way above everybody else's musical crafting abilities that we have right now, actually. So Roulette, not really, it didn't really stand out for me. Mm-hmm. That's all. Like I said, it had a lot. I know, man. The guitars are great, and drumming and the bass is, but no. But only. I know, man. But there was, what? There was so many other.
7 seconds. Only 7 seconds. Remember,
dude. Like In the Snow was like.
Cut that. No.
I would rather listen to In the Snow, but we'll get into that in a little bit, But yeah, only because I had to pick a bottom 3.
So I'll give. I guess how about take Roulette out of the list of the. I'm trying to influence you. Mm-hmm. Okay? And you go.
No, it's not a bad song. And
go for My Cigarette.
Actually,
Cigarette is kind of the first time I had to.
It's on his top 3.
Dude, I got a star next to you right here.
I had to actually. This is the only song that I actually had to listen the second and third time to say, okay, I like it. The first time was like, my cigarettes.
It felt like something off of Lady Gaga's first album.
Yeah. But then, I started to like it. It wasn't love at the first listen, like the others. But yeah.
I actually like that song, but we'll get into that in a bit, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to come in with a hot take here. Hopefully, it's a hot take. There's a song on this album that I actually truly didn't care for. It's probably the only song that I didn't care for, and that is Eddie.
That is a hot take. Yeah, that is a hot take, man.
Now, here's the thing. It's not because I don't like Eddie Van Halen, because I mean, dude's a legend.
Who's Eddie Van Halen?
He was in a band called Nickelback. Yeah, he was the guitarist for Nickelback.
No, I'm sorry, man.
So they wrote a song about Eddie Van Halen, and this is right after he passed away. And I read up on this, right? So they were in a room jamming out this song. It started with Flea doing a little ditty. And this was like the day after Eddie Van Halen passed away. So that, I think, is cool, right? But going back to what Ruben had mentioned before, this not being, I think, Anthony Kiedis' strongest lyrical performance, the lyrics in this song felt pretty lazy. Like
pedestrian, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
they're writing a downer song about a guitarist who's known for being like big, like arena rock, like exciting. And it's like, here's this downer song about this guy, and the messages don't. Or like, forget what I did last night, or it just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, I don't know if this is the way to celebrate this guy, and then like he says, don't remember what I did last night. I guess I'll play a flying V or something. And it's like, I don't know how much you thought this out. Like, you know what I mean? But anyways, just from a lyrical standpoint,
it's like a Mad Libs.
I just felt like, hey, you're writing a song about this legend. Yeah. Like, I want a little bit more a little bit more dialed in. And here's the thing, and this is not because I'm a big Scott Weiland fan, which I am, but they've written songs about people before as an homage to their passing. There was a song on The Getaway called Dreams of a Samurai about Scott Weiland, and I thought, dude, this song nails this dude's whole vibe like perfectly, you know. But I felt like Eddie didn't do that so much. So, anyways, that's my pick for the bottom song.
I can't wait to go into that. I want to, but it's not my turn.
Okay.
So,
All right. Yeah. So for me, the third song on my list for the bottom is "Reach Out." I just feel like "Reach Out" was very like forgettable, kind of. It's got some cool stuff going on, but it's nothing that really just stands out. Like this wasn't something that I could hear on the radio more than anything, right? It doesn't mean that it's not a good song. It's something that's not as commercially viable, I think, as something like Eddie or, you know, or Tip of My Tongue or any of those other songs, you know?
Yeah. No, that almost ended up on my top 3. But I'll get into that once my turn again. Go ahead, Marcelo. What's your least favorite song on this album that you absolutely love?
Well, the like I said, it's My Cigarette.
Ah, yeah.
My cigarette.
Yeah.
So it's cool song. Like the bass line is great.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that I don't know, man. I'm not into electronic drums if it's not an EDM band.
Right.
You know, I don't know why you gotta have someone like
Chad Smith was a monster.
Smith, you know.
Yeah.
Right. How come there's no like it should be like more, I don't know, more drums and that stuff, you know, even though it's a kind of low vibe,
low key, right? Yeah.
Low key, low vibe, yeah. So, but still, I think they should have done a little more on this one. Mm-hmm. They settled for less, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Who am I to say this about the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Who are you to say that?
I know.
But who benches Chad Smith? You know what I mean? You don't bench Chad Smith.
Yeah, you know,
and put Baby in the corner, man. Yeah.
and the way this song was done, I was trying to listen like really hard to say, well, maybe he played electronic like a Simmons, you know, or some other electronic
V-drum,
like V-drum, whatever, a Yamaha or whatever. And sometimes they even, I even thought maybe they played like an acoustic drum set, his own drum set, but they kind of used effects. Sometimes you can do this with the EQ and make it sound electronic.
Well, EAD, right? EAD 10, right?
Yeah. You can do that kind of stuff with this, and maybe because why would he be just sitting out? It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he wasn't feeling the song. He's like, or maybe he was sick.
Maybe he's very anti-cigarette.
Maybe he doesn't like cigarettes.
Maybe he was out for smoking a cigarette break. You know?
Maybe it's Maybelline, right?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not sponsored by them, right?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe after this episode.
We'll be now. And Deezer. Look us up on Deezer.
So with that said, everybody, we've gotten all the cynicism out. We've got the demons out. Now we're going to talk about the standout tracks for each and every one of us. I'm hoping it's a war zone. I'm hoping it's a barn burner. Jerry Springer style.
Because I feel we've been pretty safe with this album. It's a good album, man. I can't really talk shit about this album. It is pretty good. So I have a lot of safe answers. Eddie's going to be my top. No, wait, my bottom of the top.
The top, right, yeah.
I think Eddie, I think you brought it up about like the lyrics and then the Mad Lib thing. Yeah. You're right about that. Yeah. But I think he wrote Eddie more as what it meant to him, being a teenager, being young in the 80s and listening to that music. Me being kind of dumb, I was listening to this song, and at first I had no idea it was about Eddie Van Halen, you know, and I thought, oh, he's talking because there is goofy lyrics. He's like, you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about David Lee, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, is he talking about David Lee? So I researched the song afterwards, and I thought it was a lovely homage. I don't think it was trying to be sappy or anything, but it I think that's he tried to gear it towards what it meant to be a teenager during that era of music.
I think he was his contemporary, because I think they both kind of came up around the same time. Well, Van Halen was a few years ahead of them, but the Peppers started like in 83.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
I was completely wrong.
I only say that because he mentions 1983, and I'm like, well, that's the year they really got off the ground themselves, you know?
Because he mentioned like his brother going to school in like a leather hat or something like that. Or it just gave me like Stranger Things imagery. Yeah. So, and that's the only reason why I like the song. It wasn't too sappy, I think. And yeah, the lyrics, it's not his strong point. It's not, but then sometimes that's what makes the song good on this album is goofy ass lyrics, but with great harmonies to it, I think.
Yeah.
So hey, I liked Eddie, yeah.
I respect that, man. Yeah. You know what? Let's shake on it.
Oh, too slow. No, I'm just playing. But
This is one of the songs that actually, when I was listening to the album the first time, because I listened to the album when I'm driving. So sometimes when the song is like so good, so it stands out so much, I say, oh, what's the name of that song? So I can remember later. So this is one of them. Yeah. I did this to about 10 songs in this album. This is one of them.
Sometimes I'll screenshot that shit on my phone. I'm like, screenshot, okay.
No,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I respect that. I respect it. My third favorite song on this album. Now, I'm going to say it's a bit like it changed when I was re-listening to this album, because there's a lot of great songs like Roulette and Reach Out were on there, but then they got kicked off of the top three. You know, even La 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 was on there at some point. You know, but so it was hard to narrow it down. But my third favorite, I'm going to go with Bag of Grins. It's one of the few songs on the album that had some personal, vulnerable conflict, and sort of getting back to Anthony's lyrics, right? How a lot of them can be goofy and playful and stuff. This song was like, oh, he's really opening up on this song, and he's kind of shown us his darker side, you know, which we don't see a lot of with Anthony Kiedis, especially with more, you know, like I would say Californication onward. There's definitely there's pockets of like, oh, hey, this is Anthony talking about his dad or talking about, you know, girlfriends or
substances,
you know, but then there's other tracks where it's like, Hey, Oh, Snow, where it's like, you know, we're just having fun, you know? So like for me, it's like, oh, when he's really like dialed into like, hey, I'm going to tell the world some darker things about me. That's the Anthony Kiedis that I personally really like. And I thought Bag of Grins was that for this album. So
cool. For me, the third on my top list was Eddie. For me, it gave me a little bit of a nostalgic throwback to that era we talked about right after. By the way, right before Stadium Arcadium, I feel like this is one of the songs they would have written. You know, it gives me that vibe, the chemistry between Flea and John. That riff, it gives me a what is that song called? It was on the Greatest Hits. Fortune Faded.
Oh, Fortune Faded.
It gives me like a Fortune Faded vibe, which, I mean, I really love that song. Some people hate that song.
No, that's a great song.
It's a great song, yeah. And this kind of gives me like that kind of vibe. I agree. The lyrics are a little funny. They're a little like, they're kind of pandering a little bit, right? To like a lot of what we think the 80s is, right? And like, I love nostalgic stuff that brings up stuff from the 80s, because to me, it's like a great, it was a great time in history or whatever when it comes to pop culture, right? Pop culture, but really everything else. I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff going on, you know, with the government and with everything, right?
It was a decade. I think it was probably more than most decades. It was a decade of duality.
Right. Yeah.
Because I heard somebody reference it as if it was our Renaissance as far as like art and culture and music. It was that time where everything was like a melting pot of different things. Even fashion was crazy back then.
Yeah.
But then you had a lot of other like nefarious things going on with, what I mean, with stuff with economics and all that, So
Reaganomics,
yes, trickle down, boys.
Man.
That's our motto, right? When it comes to the profits, trickle down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That was my top number 3 of my tops.
Gotcha.
Take it away, Marcelo.
I would say it is Peace and Love. And this
the
is
second track, I think, right?
It's the second track.
Yeah.
And this is the one that we were talking about before here. It's the when I heard the drum beat, like right in the beginning, and then the bass comes in and then the guitar joins, it's just magic. If you are into like recording, studio recording, and you're into like mixing and getting a good drum sound, good bass sound, good guitar sound, this is it. This is how you start. You try to match what these guys are doing here, and you can get something fantastic. Even if your instruments are not the same, but it's crazy how well done this is. This song.
I wish Anthony would have done more choruses like this on the album.
Yeah.
To me, that's what I think this album really needed. It was great, but like this chorus was fantastic.
Yeah. And I'd actually say there's like some connective tissue with how they approached the chorus in this song and a lot of the vibes that were in The Getaway. There was some connective tissue with that, yeah.
Even, what's it called? One Hot Minute. Like it kind of reminds me of Aeroplane a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's dope.
Yeah.
Cool. Aeroplane is cool.
It is really cool.
All right, Zeke, what's your number 2?
My Cigarette. Like I like it because it feels
What?
like yeah, man. I like it because it feels like a lyric exercise. Like he went in there and he's like, I'm just gonna sing whatever comes to my mind.
My cigarette.
And
my cigarette.
See, isn't it catchy? It's great.
That's catchy.
It's fucking catchy.
Very Lady Gaga. Very Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it sounds like they were trying to develop a song and it came out to this. So
It's like you can't play that song if you're not smoking.
yeah, I think you can, depending on what you're smoking, Marcelo. If you ask me. Yeah.
Wow, that's a good point.
But no, yeah. That's
Going training day on them, man. Shit.
you could have smoked. But look, yeah, only because it feels like an experiment. Feels like an experiment. So throw that in there. Man, if we do like an experimental song on one of our albums, just throw it out in there. Just
Do a cover of My Cigarette?
yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, me and Marcel would be smoking in the background. Right?
You bet.
Yeah.
No. Okay. I honestly, that, and I think Marcelo mentioned this, with that song, My Cigarette, the first time I heard it, I did not like it. The second time I heard it, I'm like, okay, I get this. This is like a whole vibe, and you have to get past the novelty of him saying the word my 50 times. But like, yeah, no, it's a good song. My number 2, and I don't mean poop.
Are you sure?
Now I'm just thinking about that.
Isn't that number 1?
Number 2 is poop, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not in my vocabulary.
That's like a South American thing, right?
There is always a number 1.
There is also number 3, just to put it out.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy.
Let's go back to the.
This is PG. All right. No.
Yeah.
In the Snow is my number 2. It has an awesome groove. I think it's an interesting now. Okay. If Red Hot Chili Peppers were putting electronic elements in all their songs, I'd say that's a huge mistake, right? But it's nice to have it like once in a blue moon. It's like, oh, this is different. They're doing something different, and it's like, okay, this is like this interesting thing that we get to end the album with. And and it felt more on the like alt rock side of Chili Peppers, which is kind of like if I had to like pick a side between their funk rock and their alt rock stuff. I'm more of an alt rock.
I am too. Yeah.
Chili Peppers, and you know there was like rap elements in the song too, which I thought was awesome.
Maybe try to emphasize other parts.
What's that?
Maybe try to emphasize other parts of the music of the song because of the way the drums are made on this song.
Yeah, maybe it did. Maybe it made that stand out, right?
Made other stuff stand out, not the drums. It's not about the drums.
Yeah.
So maybe emphasize something else.
Yeah.
Sometimes bands do this for that reason.
You know what? I haven't heard the other album before this one. Were they using drum machines before? Or is this like
this is the first time I've really heard it.
Yeah.
Like blatantly.
Yeah.
Because
you know what? On Getaway, I think they did it a couple times, right?
Well, the Getaway is interesting, right? Because I mean, it was produced by Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse, right? Yeah.
And that guy has a completely different philosophy than someone like Rick Rubin.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, with this song, it's like I like when Anthony Kiedis. It's always nice every once in a while when he raps, because he doesn't do it often. But when he does, it's cool. Something about the tabernacle, something the way it was. I forget what he was talking about, but anyways, I thought it was a great closing song for the album, and yeah, that's my number 2.
Cool. Let's see. My number 2 is Afterlife. I thought this was the arrangement for this song was really cool. It kind of you could hear both of them. You know, when I say both of them, you could hear Flea and John kind of working off of each other throughout the song, and I love stuff like that. It's like a testament of like their chemistry and like their partnership that they've had for all these years. And I've heard too that what's his name, that Chad kind of has that kind of vibe with John, where he can go in, they'll be the first two, and they'll come up with something amazing just playing, you know. And I feel like this song was one of those, you know, born from one of those jams.
Yeah.
it's a really cool song, man. I was listening to the lyrics more closely on this, and it seems like it's an homage to musicians that are gonna pass, I think. It kind of feels like, not almost like narcissistic, but it's kind of like, you know, everybody's gonna remember me. He was talking about his influence. Like he mentioned Iggy Pop in there, and Iggy Pop's not dead, you know. So, but I think he kind of mentioned like these are living legends that are gonna pass soon. So we should appreciate them before they go. And that's what I felt. He was. Afterlife was about. I don't know if you got that take from the lyrics or anything. But yeah, that was my take on it. That was a really good song.
It's a good song.
It was a really good song.
Also, it blows my mind that Iggy Pop has outlived both David Bowie and Lou Reed. Only because Iggy Pop back in the day was...
he was a maniac.
Wild,
dude.
yeah.
I've read articles on him talking about like his drug use.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what he took at a party back in the 70s. But he mentioned one party he took something and it he woke up and the next day he felt like he aged like 5 or 10 years because of what he took. You know? Yeah.
He used to break bottles and then take the jagged end of the bottle and cut himself
across the chest
on stage. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, man. That's...
Maybe I guess I should start doing that.
No, not if you care about yourself, man. I don't know.
Plus, people are different now, man. They'll be like, don't get that blood on me.
Yeah.
Don't bleed on me.
Yeah. So, sorry, where were we? I forget.
So I just said Afterlife. So Marcelo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
For
your top. This is
number 2.
Number 2.
So that's gonna be really hard because I'm already kind of trying to narrow down. But can I go with 2?
Sure, absolutely. If it's a tie, right?
So
yeah.
So I would say Bella and Fake as Fuck.
Yeah.
So Bella is just because I love LA so much, and
it's definitely a love song to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it even talks about my street, you know.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, yeah.
From Melrose to Vine, right? So it's really this really feels home.
Now I know where he lives.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Melrose,
careful, man. People
Melrose is
listening.
very long.
yeah,
You know,
totally,
it goes
yeah.
all the way to But anyway, so this is a very good surprise when I heard the first time. And Fake as Fuck is just come on, man. The groove is just insane.
Yeah, the groove is dope.
It's insane, man.
That's like vintage, like Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
It's like
type.
fellowship, mellowship.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's like old school Chili Peppers.
Hey,
yeah.
better, hey, better. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, those are both good picks. Yeah.
Yes. Good song. Good song, but I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go with "In the Snow."
That's your number one?
Yes, that's my number one. It's
There we go.
the lyrics are silly, like always, right? But the chorus and the harmonies, man, they're awesome, and I love the drum machine in it. Actually, I kind of wish they would incorporate that a little bit more. You know?
Oh, to highlight, other stuff like
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think it worked well, and they were trying something different. Maybe it's a sign of things to come. Maybe they're slowly introducing it. Maybe Chad's gonna be like, "Oh, I don't want to be part of the band." No, I'm joking. Anyways, I really like that song, and I thought it was a great closer to that album.
Yeah.
I thought it closed that chapter, and it was very good. And that's I think that's my favorite song of the album, or off the album.
Well, this is your number one.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Numero uno.
Yeah. My number one choice, this is going to be very predictable, but I still think that this is the best song on the album. And I think it really, more than anything on Unlimited Love, this song showcased the fact, hey, we're back with John. This is our sound, a return to form. And that is Tip of My Tongue. That's the song.
And that's Kiedis at his best.
At his best.
Yeah.
So percussive.
Absolutely.
It's
another instrument, man.
Yeah.
It's an energetic. All it's showcasing all four members at their finest. I think. That's the song, and that's the song that gets stuck in my head the most off of everything in the album. That's the song that gets stuck in my head. So.
Yeah, my number one also, Tip of My Tongue. It just screams Red Hot motherfucking Chili Peppers, it's a very obvious return to form, which I was happy to hear,
Did they have a single for this album?
That was
Tip
it.
of My
That was
Tongue.
it. That
Well,
was it.
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then My
Eddie.
Drummer.
No, they
My Drummer.
quietly
I
released
saw a
the
little
album
clip of,
like
Eddie. I don't
out
know
of
if
the
it was.
blue.
I'm sure Eddie was
I
a
think
single
so.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, Tip of My Tongue. I was elated when I heard that.
Yeah.
I remember you and I were kind of we were like, oh, well, Unlimited Love was cool.
Right.
We heard of this and we're like, dude, yeah. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they do much promotion before they released this album? Like,
It was really just Tip of My. They released
I got it by surprise.
I think it was like they were promoting Poster Child, then all of a sudden it was like Tip of My Tongue. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not on this album,
I mean, this whole album was a surprise.
It was,
like
yeah.
they kept it under wraps, and everybody was fooled into thinking, "Oh, okay, Unlimited Love is the album, and that's what we're getting for another few years or whatever." Right? And then all of a sudden, Tip of My Tongue music
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
goes out on YouTube, and it's like, "Oh, just kidding, we got Dream Canteen as well." So
Yeah.
yeah. And with that said, Marcelo, what is your number one?
Can I go with two?
Go for
Again,
it.
So Tip of My Tongue, we don't have to talk about it because we already did. But dude, Roulette is crazy. That chord progression in the beginning, and if you are a guitar player, my two friends, guitar players, dude, that's like a masterclass of how to do guitar licks at the fourth bar, at the fourth measure of each bar. How can you do that and make the guitar really scream, complementing the voice, the vocals? This is it. This is like masterclass for everything. Bass, drum, guitar, everything.
Yeah.
So the chord progression is really jazzy. If you pay attention to what they're doing here. The verse is like crazy, but when it comes to the chorus, oh my goodness, man, this is like there's got to be. I don't know who put the song like in the bottom.
I think it was Mike.
Me? No.
So I'll put that out there.
That was me, man.
Yeah. Well, taste is like very, very like it varies from person to person. But and we have to, the whole album. I mean, it's like everything in a compressor. So you have whatever is the worst is like really actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And whatever is the top is like there. So it's like a compressor there's nothing really shitty in this album.
No.
But this one stands out to me. This is the first one that I actually had to turn. Oh, what song is that? And look at the display on the car to see the name of the song, the Roulette. Okay, I'll remember that.
I could have swore you were going to say cocaine is one hell of a drug when he got mad at you.
I should have.
Well, actually, to be honest, I do not pay too much attention to the chord progression is so distracting that I don't even pay attention to the lyrics on this song. It's just because the instrumental part is so solid that I have to pay attention to the lyrics later. Now that you mentioned about the cocaine.
Oh, it's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Or not really an inside joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
because actually it's so distracting.
Yeah, the musicianship is so
solid on this.
Man, it's so solid on this album, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've really built this album up. I think we can agree that we all enjoy it.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to everybody's favorite part of the show, and that's the roast.
Ooh.
Debbie Downer.
You were able to find one?
I don't really want to stay here to hear people talk shit about this album because the critics, some people are just...
It's all user reviews. It's all people.
Okay,
They're not
all
even
right.
critics.
All right.
Yeah.
They're like, we love the drum machine.
Okay. And just to preface, we all love the album. So this is not our opinion, right?
Right.
Say it again.
We all love the
kidding.
album. So this is up from Amazon. And this is a 1 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
1 out of 5.
Yes. Yeah. So this person says, I ordered both, Canteen and Unlimited. Have them both a chance. That's a typo. Gave them both a chance, I think is what they were trying to say. Have them both a chance. Had high hopes. Both were slow, dragging the below mid-tempo to slow chain of sound. I don't know what that means. Monotonous, bleak, weak, so many songs, so little color and tempo change. It's like they wanted a double album vibe separated, filling both with mediocre, slow, make out baby nap jams. Like they recorded during nap time at the old folks' home. I mean, what the heck? My money wasted. Not even worth keeping in my collection like 99% of my RHCP collection. I was so turned off for them having this pandemic to write all these tracks that bored me to death. Sure, mellow is nice, but not for 80% of 2 albums. GNRS, only double album. Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 had a nice balance of moods. Vibes, upbeat rockers, ballads... Not mostly all night jams to rub in how mature and mellow they could be. Like this utter pointless endeavor. Maybe the songs mean something. Okay, I'm just going to stop.
This writing reminds me of that Radiohead track, the thinner, happier. You know what I mean?
Well,
the way it's structured, you know?
This sounds like someone got drunk on a Saturday night and just started
I wonder
rambling.
what this person likes.
I don't know. This is just a random
probably
review that
caca. I don't know. You
But
know
here's the thing. Here's a hot take. Use Your Illusion, I don't like.
I couldn't get into that either.
Appetite for Destruction, I think, is a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece, yeah.
Masterpiece.
I didn't really listen to Lose Your Illusion. I mean, I've heard songs, the singles, but
yeah, Use Your Illusion, I thought was a little bit overcooked.
I'm not a Guns N' Roses fan, but their first album was amazing.
Yeah, the first album.
I mean, you had to admit that, yeah.
Yeah.
But
anyways, here's silver lining though. It was hard to find bad reviews for this album, and this was the only one I could find.
No, he mentioned that he had other Chili Peppers CDs, right? So
he has the whole collection.
So
right.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's expecting. It's the same band members, but with more knowledge and experience and more, chemistry going on between them. And you think they're going to come up with something shitty? No, man.
I think what happens a lot of times with these bands that have been around for 40 years, right? People decide what their favorite phase or favorite album of the band is, right? So there's Blood Sugar Sex Magic fans, there's Californication fans, there's Stadium Arcadium fans, and they're all hoping for something that sounds like that, right? I think that gets really boring. One of the things I really love about the Chili Peppers is they do have different phases, different sounds, different eras. It's one of the things I really loved about Led Zeppelin.
And everything is great.
Yeah. Like
everything is gregreat.
A lot of people say, I really only love Led Zeppelin 1 and 2. And I'm like, dude, they didn't get good until 3.
Yeah.
And like Physical Graffiti, I think, is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I sort of feel like this...
Somebody would disagree with that.
I sort of feel like this is the Physical Graffiti of Red Hot Chili Peppers, to be honest.
Damn.
But... anyways, I think that does it for this episode of Let's Get Critical. We are the band Frantic Romantic. We are an LA band. We're a Hollywood band. We love making and performing music. We're best buds, and we love sharing music with each other and with you. For more information about Frantic Romantic, you can go to franticromanticmusic.com. We're always updating our socials, and we are, again, active. We're always writing, always performing, always making music videos, which are a lot of fun. And we will see you next time on the Let's Get Critical podcast. Thank you. You may find more information about the band Frantic Romantic by visiting franticromanticmusic.com, as well as our social media platforms. We're always posting information about concerts, new music, and more. So please visit us, reach out to us. Let us know if there's any albums you'd love for us to review. Until next time, this has been Let's Get Critical. Frantic Romantic is back live in Hollywood, California, July 13th. You can catch us at the Viper Room with a lot of other incredibly talented bands. Check more info on our socials. We'll see you there.